Alrighty, so we're now recording, and so I want to welcome everyone to this webinar series. My name is Troy Lippert with Client Development at Easy Photoscan, and these webinar series are new to us. So it's one of the ways that we want to reach out, especially in the new year, and tell you guys about new stuff in the market, as well as we want to hear back from you what you guys want to hear. So today we're talking about new photo sharing technology, and it's really cool stuff. So we get this question a lot. What is the newest sharing technology, storage device? And we hear this all the time from our customers and clients. And so we wanted to share with you guys this awesome new technology. So I'm going to go straight into the presentation today. It's going to be probably around 20 minutes. So we're going to be able to jump out of here a little bit quicker than 30 minutes, but we're going to stay till the end to wrap up. All right? So first we're going to talk about who is Easy Photoscan. There's a lot of you, there's about 30% of you guys out there that filled out that you didn't really know much about us. So we really want to know, we really want to tell you a little bit about what we do and how we do that. Then we're going to jump right into the introduction of the SanDisk Connect Wireless Stick, go over that a little bit. We're going to talk about how it works, and then we're going to talk about personal photo share scenarios and service photo share scenarios, and then I even have a hybrid in there so that we can kind of go over both. So about 50% of the attendees today wanted to hear about the personal photo share scenario, and then about 50% wanted to hear about the service side and help clients in their business. So we're going to go over both of those, and like I said, there's a hybrid one in there, so kind of cool. And then at the end, for the live individuals, we're going to be given a survey, and that survey is going to register you to win one of the 3 SanDisk Connects that we're going to be giving away at the end. So, and that's when you leave at the very end. You take a quick 3 questions. It's a really quick survey. Just tells us a little bit about you, and it helps us out a little bit more so that we know what you guys want to hear about. All right. And at the very end, we're going to take questions and we're going to do a wrap up. And again, I've got 4 or 5 people on the line that were actually from Easy Photoscan that we're actually going to stay as long as you need. So if I need to unmute you and you need to ask questions, that's perfectly fine. If you want to shoot them over in the questions panel or the chat bar, feel free. You know, we can get those answered throughout the process. If you kind of want to write them down as we go along and then think about them. Now, for all the people that are listening to this webinar recorded, if you want to email me, my email address is troy.lippert, L-I-P-P-E-R-T, at the letter Z, photoscan.com. And I'll get you guys a response somehow, as well as feel free to visit our website, the letter Z, photoscan.com. All right? So a little bit about Easy Photoscan. So founded in 1995, our parent company, IoTrack, was developed and designed to track medical data from paper reports. So IoTrack began scanning thousands of content-sensitive records for facilities all around the United States. In 2009, Easy Photoscan launched its retail photo scanning services and continued growing sales and support of the Kodak Picture Saver scanning systems. Today, Easy Photoscan is the world's largest reseller and renter of production photo scanning systems. Our specialty products include photo and slide digitization products, helping individuals and businesses preserve millions of photos every single year. So that's just a little bit about our wheelhouse and what we do. Just keep in mind that you know, we definitely do deal with the document side of things as well. So when we have answers to kind of both components. But the technology we use here today, we talk about here, you know, isn't strictly just for JPEG files or photos specifically. You know, you can actually use this stuff in the real world for documents as well. So, but we're going to focus on the photo part because that's kind of where again our wheelhouse is on this job. All right. So the SanDisk Connect Wireless Stick is some new technology that SanDisk has brought to market, and they've really refined it over the last couple of years. So The Connect stick is actually a USB. It's about the size, it's about the length of a credit card and about a third of the width. Your standard USB. That's how I like to say the size of it is. And we like this one because it actually gives you the capability to put in your pocket or use it on a keychain. Now, again, they have a variety of these devices. They even have a little hub one now. But again, this has the traditional USB port on it. So, but what this allows you to do is connect with no wires. Okay, so it creates a wireless signal. We're going to talk about that in a second. You can wirelessly save and access all your files. And this also, in the SanDisk Connect app, which we'll again talk about in a little bit, will allow you to automatically back up photos and videos on any of your Android or iOS devices. Last thing is you can connect up to 3 devices to this bad boy. So it's really cool that you can actually connect multiple devices, and it really goes to show for the photo sharing component that we're going to talk about coming up. They come available in 16 gigabytes, 32, 64, and 128 gigabytes. So there's a wide range of storage capability. So for all my business people out there, if you're looking how would this fit into my market, we'll talk about the costing, but you can also see, you don't have to go all the way at the 128. The pricing is affordable on that lower end. All right, so how it works. So this bad boy works and actually broadcasts a wireless signal. This wireless signal is then picked up by your iOS devices, Android devices, Windows, and even your CPU or your computer device can pick up this wireless network. There's no internet access, but it actually allows you to connect the device. So if you look over here in the middle, my iPad actually reviewed, and I've got it highlighted here, the SanDisk Connect network that was created by this device. And then you download on the iOS and Android devices, you can download the application, the SanDisk Connect application, which will allow you to access the files. You can also connect this device traditionally, just like a regular USB to the computer, and it will work the same exact way as a normal USB. So you still have the folder structures, the file structures, naming, etc. So there's nothing really unique to it other than to the USB traditional point, except that it makes it easy to move files over in mass instead of having to do it wirelessly. So keep that in mind as we kind of talk through. So in the SanDisk Connect app, which I actually was working with for a real life application last night for our Christmas card, actually, believe it or not, and my wife has a bunch of pictures. So I took a screenshot using her iPhone, and I said, okay, this is what the folder structure is. This is what the file structure is. And so we have, getting started, music, photos. So there's just some general stuff, and then photos of us. So this was just something that we thought would be a good idea to have a folder. But it shows you an example that you can actually build these folders on the fly and actually in the application itself. Now, it allows you to view the images as well. So you'll see, again, offloading these pictures from my wife's phone. Well, I can actually see the thumbnails on the device. So the same way works very similar to your camera roll, etc., except it's actually a viewer that's built into the application, and it will allow you to open very familiar file formats, MP3, MP4, all your popular ones. So you'll notice that, you probably noticed, or you may have noticed that the wireless network, or the wireless network that it was broadcasting was not secured. So you're probably saying, hey, how can I secure this guy? Well, you can definitely do that. This device allows for a WPA2 security settings in the actual setting of the device. Again, we talked about the SanDisk viewer, where you can view familiar file formats in the file viewer itself. So you can actually connect the device and then stream those media from multiple components. So let's say you're on a car trip and you put a video, an MP3 file or an MP4 file on the storage device. Well, 3 devices, all your kids' iPads can connect to that drive, and then stream all that media. You can upload to this drive only from components using the SanDisk Connect app. Okay, so that would be your iPad, your Android tablet, and your iPhone. You can actually upload to this drive, and this is what it looks like. So it accesses your camera roll, and it allows you to go through and select multiple images. So here, again, from our hikes, I opened up my wife's phone and I said, I want this picture, this picture, this picture, and this picture. So I've got about 6 items selected, and you also notice that I can select all. So I can do everything on the camera roll or everything in an album. You'll notice at the bottom as well that I can select the destination. So I get to either make a folder or tell it where to put these images while it's actually transferring them wirelessly. So really cool, really neat feature. All right, so as I mentioned a little bit earlier, about 50% of you guys were interested in the personal side of things, and then about 50% of you guys were interested in the business and assisting clients. So I'm going to show you a little bit about both. And one of the things is we know that the holiday season is here, right? So the holiday season is among us. We have Thanksgiving, New Year's for sure coming up. And it's just that time where families and friends are all getting together. So we took this idea and we said, hey, how can we utilize this system to give you guys a little bit of an idea of how this may work? So let's take you, Cousin Joe, and Aunt Susan. Well, one of the main components of getting together for the holidays is that, everyone's taking pictures, but no one has time to transfer them. So when everyone walks off with the files, it's, oh, hang on, oh, I got to email them, oh, I'll get around to that. But what if you could take this device, place it on the table, turn it on, and connect all these devices without even having to pull out a computer? So it's just as easy as text messaging, but it actually allows you to get the full file format, and you can do mass amounts at one time, right? And it also will allow you to browse and view multiple files from other people that have put the device up. So as things are going onto the drive, Aunt Susan's going, oh, I want that picture that you put up, oh, I want that picture that Joe put up, and we can actually download those as they go along. Now, so that's just one way. And keep in mind, as we go through this, there's a lot of different ways to use this. So it's not the easy photo scan way, so to say. It's just we wanted to give you guys some ideas of how you might use this stuff. Another idea that we had is, hey, let's take a USB photo frame solution. And so a lot of our business customers, our organizing customers, probably in the APO market, the APO market, as well as the photo scan service providers, use some of this stuff as well. So this is kind of that hybrid solution. So let's take the USB photo frame. What's the most painful part about these USB photo frames? Well, they tend to be pretty stagnant in the photo collection department. So we spend all this time, we set it up, we put all these pictures on it, and we set it on grandma's desk, and we get on a plane and fly home and live our busy lives, right? Because we're busy people. And then we come back and then we say, oh, well, we got to offload and upload more pictures. And so we scrapped that whole idea in our thought process, in our think tank. And we said, hey, let's take the SanDisk Wireless Connect Stick, plug it into this USB photo frame. And then actually, all we need to do is to upload pictures. We just need to unplug it, turn it on, connect our iPhone or iPad or Android device to the SanDisk Connect, and then toss those photos up there the same way as I showed you earlier, where we just go through and select, so that the great-grandchildren's piano recital from 3 months ago gets right on the photo frame. Now, I know a lot of, at least myself, I keep a lot of pictures on my phone. And so it gives a wider variety of pictures. So we're not having to go through, oh, pull out the computer, oh, we got to offload these things. And it's not a pain point as much as it's an ease of use standard. And for the photo world, this is definitely something that your customers may be able to utilize. All right. So that's a good segue into the service and the photo share component of it. there's a lot of you guys, again, about 50% of you guys were interested in this component of it, but we want to remind you again, it's not just the easy photo scan away here, right? At this point, your brains are probably wondering, oh, I could use this device to, do this, or I could use it to do that. And we definitely want you guys doing that, because that's the most important part, right? It's us just giving maybe a couple ideas, and then you guys have some great ideas to use it. So we thought to ourselves, hey, how can we use this in the business environment? How can we use this and offer it to customers? And or how can we give you guys advice on how to use this device? So the first thought that we came up with is you have to get creative, right? You have to get creative to use this device. Now the product cost range, as I mentioned earlier, I was going to tell you guys about, from that 16 to 128 gigabytes, is about $25 to $99. Now we currently don't sell these components as easy photo scan, but you can buy them from your preferred electronic hardware distributor, right? So Best Buy, Amazon Prime is a good one. And so I just kind of Googled it to just give you guys an idea of the range and the cost that this product is running for today. So noting that it's probably around the $25 range, we thought, well, if you could offer this as a solution, what if you could provide the SanDisk Connect Wireless Stick in a service offering? For example, let's say you charge $100 to offload all the pictures from someone's iPhone, an iPad, an Android smartphone, let's say their old legacy smartphone, onto a USB wireless stick. It's $100, you include the stick for $25, and 16 gigs will cover it, offload all the pictures, and you probably did about $30 worth of work, right? So that's a revenue generator for you guys in the business use case. So just a couple ideas. Now, what about using it in the business? What about how can we utilize this technology to make our business more efficient? Now, this is a can of worms. We could talk about this for a long time. But we really want to give you just one really good example, because we know there's a lot of the customers that we hear from, especially in the business world, small business, in the home business world, with our photo scanners, whether you're in the organizing world, they jump these hurdles every now and then. So we want to bring it up. So here's a typical flow to how you're probably dealing with your customers, right? The customer walks in, they have a bunch of analog, they have a bunch of digital photos. It's a pile of them. It's a combination. Obviously, there may be more digital photos. Maybe they had a ton of old photos that they've inherited. And so we said, hey, how can we take this technology, integrate both of them, and then make it easy and efficient for you guys in the business department? So let's take customer A. Customer walks in with a scan project and a digital photo collection. You can scan those photos and put them onto the SanDisk Wireless Connect, as well as you can offload their digital devices to that same Connect. Now, we all know the pain point, right? When we have to sit down with the customer and pull out the computer and go, okay, time to review your pictures, right? And it's just not a really fun thing, right? Because, oh wait, hang on, Windows has to update. Oh wait, hang on, I got to close this tab. And so, being that personal component is a little bit difficult, because we have to, plug in the drive and get everything set up. So we took this idea and we flipped it upside down. We said, what if you could take the SanDisk Connect stick or your SanDisk Connect drive and actually put all the photos on there and then bring it to the customer and say, oh, and hey, let's sit down and review some of your stuff. Let's sit down and actually look at your pictures. Pull up the iPad, right? Because the iPad just gives a great view of photographs, and it's just really, user friendly. So we pull it out and we swipe through. Oh yeah, great. Oh man, oh, I remember that. Oh yeah, that's my great Uncle John, in the orange groves of Florida, and so it gives you that customer touch. And we said, because it doesn't even have to have the internet, you don't even have to be connected and wireless and have all your technology there. We say, call up your customer and say, hey, how about let's meet up at coffee. Let's meet up, get some coffee, and let's sit down. And I'm going to show you some of your stuff. And then maybe if you're offering kind of combine both, you can even give them the drive and they can take it home, or they can connect their own device to the drive and download a couple and put them on Facebook, Twitter, whatever they want. Text them to their mom or text them to their sisters, and kind of give you an idea of how you can use this technology to do something like that. So, in summary, I hope we've kind of addressed all the different topics. So a little bit about who we are, a little bit how it works, the personal side of things, the hybrid, and then the how you may use it in the business use case. And again, we just want to thank you guys for taking time out of your day, and we want to continue to tell you about good stuff. So I'm going to tell you briefly about the new year and this new webinar that's upcoming, and I'm really excited about it because I think a lot of you guys are going to be excited about it as well. So there's a fast, easy photo editing software called VividPix. These guys that we're going to have on the webinar are awesome. They have over 50 years of combined experience working for Kodak and actually in the photo market, and they're making a photo editing software that's easy as 1, 2, 3. We really want you guys to join. It's on January 5, 2016 at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have these guys on there, and they're really going to show us the ins and the outs. It's going to be a little bit longer. It's probably going to be about an hour. So we want you guys to join us, though, because we really think that, especially in the business environment, that this is going to be something that's going to be another tool for you guys to have. We're also going to be giving away 3 full software licenses at the end for all the attendees that attend. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to have a survey, and we're going to give away 3 copies. So there's going to be a couple winners, and we're going to go through and have those randomly picked. And we would love to have you guys join us as we continue to talk about really interesting topics. So on the survey on the way out, it's going to ask you some stuff that you want to hear more about, and that's important to us because we want to know what's the most important topic that you guys personally would like to hear about. All right? So I'm at about 23 minutes right now, or 24 minutes or so, depending on how long you've been on here. So I'm not going to take anyone's valuable time. If you guys need to leave now, feel free to log off, take the survey, enter to win. You'll be hearing from us via email about the survey and the winners. And then I'm going to stick around, and we are going to talk questions. We're going to talk questions that have come in. We're going to give people the opportunity to answer more or send out more questions. And alrighty, so thank you guys again so much for joining us. You can get a hold of us at the letter E, the letter Z, photoscan.com, and you can also get a hold of us at 1-800-739-6919. You can get a hold of our techs, and we would love to hear from you guys. So I'm going to stop, and I'm going to go do questions. I'm going to do wrap up, okay? Thank you guys again so much for your time. All right. So we did have a couple questions that have come up, and we want to address them. So one of the questions that came up was the battery life. So that's a good question. So the battery life typically lasts around 4 hours, 4.5 hours is what it's rated at. And that's, with your standard transferring. And it takes about 2 hours to charge this bad boy up. So it takes about 2 hours, 2.5 hours to get the full life charge. And you charge the device by having it plugged into the USB port on your computer. All right. So next question is how to turn it on. So yes, then this is a very important question because this question is a question that we get all the time actually. And you can actually turn the device on and off with the little button on the side. So it's not on all the time, and it's just a little button on the side of the device. So it's not always broadcasting a wireless signal, and you're not always running out of battery all the time. Okay? Perfect. All right. Okay. So I've got a kind of long one here. So we're talking about, what if I have an old iPad that I want to offload, and then offload all the pictures, and then I want to sell the iPad. Can I do that with this device? Yes, you can. And this is a great opportunity for me to tell you about what I did this weekend. So I actually took my SanDisk Connect Stick and connected my old Android phone and offloaded all of my pictures, because I had a ton of pictures on there because I just had this phone for years and years and years, and I offloaded all my pictures onto that device, and then I put them all on my computer and saved them in the cloud, um, and ran through and renamed them all, and did all that jazz. And then I downloaded all the cool ones with the Connect app. I went in and downloaded all the cool ones to the ones that I wanted on my actual phone, so I could kind of browse through later, when I'm sitting on the airplane on board. I browsed through those, and I downloaded a couple onto my iPhone, so my new iPhone. So I switched from Android to iPhone. But yeah, same thing works. The only thing I would say is you just delete off the connector, and of course clear out your iPad before you sell it and all that stuff. So, all right. There was a question about distance. How long can you use the device, as far as how far does it transmit? Transmission, from my own personal experience, is about a room's length apart. Obviously the farther away you go, it's kind of like your wireless internet. The harder it is going to be, the longer it's going to take to transfer data. I definitely don't think if you had it in one room and you're in a solid brick room for the next, that's probably not going to work so well for you. As well as being in a full metal building isn't going to work so well, as it just bounces off the signal. So probably want to stay in that same vicinity, within 10 to 20 feet of the device for the best use. All right. Okay. We had a question on this, the last time. We had a question about using the device, and if we can help you when you get stuck. So yes, of course, that's what we're here for. We're here to support you guys. So we're actually giving these devices away with our photo scanner sales, with our production units that we sell, the Kodak photo scanners. So we're actually giving them away. So all of our sales staff and service is going to be trained on this product, and they're going to be able to kind of help you out if you get stuck. So we definitely want you guys to give us a call, of course, if you have any questions, photo related or whatever. And if we don't know the answer, we're definitely going to try and get you the answer. So, all right. And I think that is all of the questions. I think that's all the questions. So I'm going to go ahead and stop. And I want to thank everyone again. And if you're watching this recording, I want to thank you as well. I want to thank you guys for taking the time. I know your time is the most important thing and the most valuable thing that you have, and we do value it. So feel free to give us a call if you have any questions about anything photo related. Call if you just want to talk. I'm just kidding. I tell people that all the time. But if you really do have anything that you need, please feel free to give our techs a call, whether you're already our customer, or you're just thinking about being a customer, or you just don't even know if you'd be a customer of ours. We want to talk to you about it, and we definitely want the opportunity to help you out. Alrighty? So everyone, have a great rest of the day, and thank you again so much for your time.